Alright, it looks like everything's good to go. Nice! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and we've got a lot to see to today. So, to summarize how things went last time around, as you can see, we've got a new party member who was not exactly there before. Short version, we made it to the end. If ever I want to go replay it, I can. But we made it to the end. So, now we are officially, as the stream title suggests, in the post-game. So, my objective for today is simple. You see all of the... well, you see all of the check marks. Well, you see the big checklist off to the side? I want to see how much of that I can knock down. I'm only seeing one point of interest here, so unless there's two things tucked away in here, I'm a little worried about that. But either way, may as well get started, because we're going to be at this for a while. I'm sure. Remind me what's in here? Well, besides trouble, anyway. Is there just a relic in here, or is there something else to worry about? There was a point of interest. There we are. So you were hiding back here the whole time, huh? What's in it? Accessory unlock, huh? Nice. Okay. I guess you get the next one. Have fun.
A little prep goes a long way.
There we go. And then... yeah, that'll do. Okay. That was that. Actually, I believe that might be everything, because we've technically got two unique monsters over there, so that might be everything on this map, then. Remind me how tough those two are? Well, we're loading in. What's chat been up to? Let's see.
That was a track.
Yep. Two uniques to deal with, and I'm not prepared for either one. We're gonna fight those later. So, I guess then, while I go and check to see what chat's up to, yes, calm down, Gilgamesh, you say stuff like that and I'm half tempted to ignore you for another 5 minutes.
We're here.
Well, half tempted is a bit of an understatement, but either way, I will see to you. Let's get into a fight first. Especially since this guy should be relatively easy pickings at our level now. Ready to die, you giant Igna. Alrighty. Looks like I was a little early on the topple, didn't expect him to be ready so soon. So, what's chat been up to? Something I was trying to say in chat last time was the singer of the end credits theme also... let's see... let me get to the most pertinent part, because you had tried throwing this in a few different places and I saw the gist of it. Short version, she's been involved. Well, she also offered vocal talent for a bunch of other Xeno-related stuff. There we go. Ooh, get him. Wait a minute. Depending on where Blowdown lands, that could be fun. What else is chat up to? Hey, York Troopers, how you doing? Did you see the A and B I sent? I have not. Hello. Alright, that should buy some time. Set it some more. Alright, get him. I forgot how much damage that does. Whoa, hello. And unfortunately that interrupted me as I was trying to... no matter. Alright. Get some healing down. Rude. What else is chat been up to? I love that the entire game is a mesh of all rest and the Bionis. I'm kind of surprised there isn't more from the Mechonis now that I think of it. Because you have a little bit in the Fallen Arm area, though I guess that's all that's left of the world, but at the same time, we do see from stuff from Denog Desert, so I'm kind of surprised we don't see more, given that. Alright, just hit him a bunch. Oh, hello, the Gaming Club. How are you doing? Experiencing peak live? Well, I hope so. Yeah.
We've gathered more info.
There we go. Alright, what else have we got to worry about on this side of the map? Okay, so we've got a point of interest and a couple unknown mast signals. Probably best to just walk the distance so I can get a sense for where it is. Let's see. Is it up there then? Presumably so.
Oh, I felt that.
You'll be fine. Shulkin Rex might not, but you'll be fine.
Oh, I felt that.
Let's see. Actually, how quickly does A recover from injuries? Does she have... Because if she has the anatomy you'd expect from a blade, in theory she should recover from stuff like that quickly. Oh, right. This quest. There we go. It's that symbol again. What's this one say then? Hang on a tick, I'm looking. Vertiginous ancient royal throne on bareback rock face, standing alone. Very portentous once again. This also seems to be pointing to a location. Vertiginous air. That's like saying it's really high up, I guess? Bare black rock face would likely refer to the place's geology pretty directly. But why would there be a throne in that kind of spot? Well, no point rocking our brains about it right now. Let's mull over it while we walk. Alright then. I guess that was that point of interest. Very well. Sure, there's a couple over here. Are they tucked away this direction? What else is Chapin up to? Oh, hello.
We could set something up here, right?
Oh, nice. Let's see, the blue light at the end of the credits is supposed to be something from Xenosaga or something from Xenoblade X. Of course. Well, I'm sure I'll find out before too long, though. I've still got a few months before I'll be approaching Xenoblade X given the circumstances. Hello. Anything good? You okay there, Rex? Gym unlocked. Nice. Alright, who gets it? Alright, I guess you get it.
No such thing as over-accessorizing.
There we are. Well, never mind the fact that we only get 3 of them, but still. Let's see. Honestly, that's probably the best thing I could do for you right now, just to build up your stuff faster. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. I believe, let's see, that's everything in the overall area. So there's a small bit over there. It looks like I've seen to everything of import there. So then it's just a matter of poking around in there. Okay, let's check this out then. Do you have any outstanding plot questions lingering in your brain?
We've arrived. Where to next? Sweet.
One question that I'll be wondering if it gets answered over the course of this. Oh, it's just location? Okay then, very well. One question I wonder about is how Panacea fits into this, because it makes sense for Linka to be a direct descendant, given that she's descended from, presumably,
Here we are.
a Blade Eater and a Blade, so it makes sense that she would be long-lived, though how are Shulk and Rex around when they would have normal human lifespans? Unless they were somehow put in stasis and only brought out by Albus to prove a point, or maybe by Zed, which, that raises questions. But Panacea would have a normal human lifespan as well, so what's the deal with her? Is she a distant descendant, or is there something more going on there? So I do have curiosities with respect to that, but
I suppose it's time to engage.
I think that's the main curiosity I have right now.
I'll be your opponent.
Okay, probably unwise to go after this, because my objective with today isn't necessarily to complete all of them, more so to at least determine where all of them are, so that I can then figure out, okay, what all do I have left, and have a good sense for what exactly I'll need to do. So it's not strictly necessary to beat them all, but you know what, while I'm here, may as well try it out. Ooh, level up, nice. The blue light is totally Cosmos for my headcanon. Where does she fit into this? I know she's important, obviously. Oh, managed to at least knock out the fog ring. Nice. Kinda surprised we were able to, but then again, most of these were balanced around level... well, most of the level recommendations were probably contingent on us not having Niall, so we'll see how it goes. See, the radio scene has a ton of references to, well, this other entries in the series. Fair enough. Let's see, Rex and Shulk & Co. have programmer rights to Origin. They can do whatever they want. If that were the case, how was Zed able to gain such a foothold then?
Capable and confident. That's what I like to see. There.
I mean, I could understand them having outstanding privileges, as it were, and A did speak about, quote, what Shulk and Rex did being, quote, against the rules.
Better be prepared before we go all in.
Bah, someone's eager for a
Ah, hello. Well, you're a monster I need to fight, so I may as well have it out then. I'm trying to think. But would they necessarily... well, okay, they wouldn't be able to rest easy with the state Ionios is in, so I suppose it makes sense that they would stick around. But I don't know how much they would reasonably be able to... well, I guess to be fair, how are you going to override something like Alpha anyway, given what we see? So that might be a fair concern with respect to that, though I do wonder. Alright, Rex, time to die. There you go. Oh god, that was a lot of damage all of a sudden. Maybe we come back later. That's a lot of damage too. Well, just applying poison to everybody as well, huh? No matter. What else is chat up to? I consider X, Y, and Z being the Origin equivalent of the Trinity processor. I could see that. Well, I guess what is the source for X and Y? Were they always present? I believe that there are... I'm trying to remember which Mobius outside of Z were around from the beginning, as it were, and I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, I understand that they're the AI that run Origin. That's not the concern. Oh, hello, some random user. I'm a lurker and a video watcher, but since you're getting questions I'd like to give answers, yeah, go ahead. At this point, assume no holds barred for anything on the numbered games. Rude. Damn, that toxin is annoying. Now I'm not gonna be able to inflict launch for a while. Although, if I'm not concerned...
How do we play this?
Alright, do I think I can... actually, Power Charge is useful. Let's leave with this. Ooh, a Bravo rating? I'm trying to remember when... I'm trying to remember what... wait on it. Have I seen Bravo? Isn't that just the... ah, well. Let's see what we can do. And then... well, I want to try Inflicting Break again, so I think what I'll do... oh, we'll try this. Oh, nice. That was what I was hoping for, so I'll take that. And then... what does Bravo rating mean? Well, I guess there's an easy way to find out. Light him up. Alright. So... what this do? Okay, fair enough. So it gives at least 150%. Okay, that's useful. I couldn't remember where Bravo fell.
You know you wanna.
Even if I do wanna, does that necessarily make it smart? Let's see. X, Y, and Z actually aren't necessarily the AI of Origin. Mobius is essentially the direct consequence of the collective unconsciousness. Yeah, that sounds correct based on what I recall.
You know you wanna.
I do wanna, but let's do this first. Okay. This allows us to get launch in. And then should be able to use you to... There we go. And that'll get built up to 99. Now, do I think Nicole or Shulk would be able to get 50 off of this? Probably not. So let's go with this. Oh wow, that was a lot of damage actually. Now the reason there are 3 and want to succeed, well, and effectively override admin privileges is because they're copying the closest thing to gods in the previous worlds, i.e. the Trinity processor cores. Well, gods of what's left anyway. Let's see, Shulk and Nicole have gone, so...
Whose plan do we choose?
Here's what I would do. How do you think this would go? Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do.
Well, let's go with this. Okay. Lead off. Actually, I probably should have used double spinning edge. So the actual AI of Origin is technically Gontos. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if that bulks Nicole up at all. Actually, who would do more damage? Nicole or... Yeah, let's try this.
Here I go. Look out!
There we go. Although now that I think of it, if this is meant to be a lead... Well, if these games are meant to be a lead-in from a prior Xeno game, how does that factor into things? How would that real... Well, I guess I can't act on information I don't have, huh? And if it's gonna be a while before I can see to Xenoblade X at the pace I'm going. Though, more on that in a... Well, at the end of the stream. As per always. Alright, let's see how much I get off this. Whoa, nice! Alright, let's see what we get.
Too late for mercy now.
Alright, probably won't kill, but it'll be close. Oh, cool! I'll take that.
This is pretty
There we go.
Knowledge to rejoice in.
Very nice.
Hey, look.
Okay, so ignore that baddie, because we're probably not prepared for that. What's the hey look? Flashing symbol over that way. Oh, container. Nice.
Let's get it open.
Love me a bit of loot.
Let's see, Rex, Shulk, Linka, and Panacea do actually just have normal lifespan. They were just in stasis until Avarice Freakout took them out. As for one that got summoned, game just gives a dumb excuse like it was fate, I guess. Yeah, I do wonder about... Because the lamp shading is something that I did wonder about. Oh, wait, where's Nicole going? Where did he go? Oh.
Are these people right?
Oh, let's see to this real quick. Alrighty. Hey, who are you then? I'm Matthew. We've been rounding up city survivors wherever we find them. Okay. Okay. You seem a bit too relaxed. Are you sure you're okay? You're not the first to ask me that, and in the same tone as well. Right, so anyway, come with us, yeah? And stick close. Sir, yes, sir. Now I have questions. So, I do wonder about that because to some extent you can understand the amount of crossover with this because it is very much meant to be, hey, the gang's back together, as it were. We're gonna throw everyone into the pot now. And it's something I mentioned in a prior stream, of the fact that, hey,
Pretty rare, right?
it works well enough that you only have one, maybe two people in the main group connected to the original group. The fact that Mio is arguably the only one who has any direct connection, well, the closest to a confirmed connection anyway, to anyone in the original group. Because then it's a matter of, oh, this world is larger than just the main protagonist that we meet on our adventure. So, oh, hello. Gonna make me fight you before I'm allowed into there allowed to incur in there, huh? Alright, fine. I'll beat you up then. But having literally everyone connected to everyone else can end up, it can be cool, but it can also mean that the world ends up being smaller. Or at least seeming that way because, oh, everybody's connected to that? Oh, everybody's connected to a Skywalker. Wait, wrong series, right? So, it's a blessing and curse sort of thing. Oh, is there still another guy? Oh, I see. We got involved in attacking this guy, huh? Alright, we'll rough it up too. Hey-ya. Cool.
Blink and you'll miss it, huh?
Okay. Not gonna let us in there yet, huh? Very well. People headcanon Senna as Bridget's daughter, but that's headcanon. Yeah, honestly, I'd almost prefer if it's not, for the reason outlined. I could see it being feasible, and I did wonder about that given all the other connections there are in the game. But at the same time, and that is the thing about this game, is that the story of 3 works, well, at least the main story works, regardless of whether anyone involved is directly related to the main cast. Which I consider to be a good thing. Yeah, you're gonna make me break this down too, huh? Alright, fine. Oh, hello. I don't think they like me doing that. Let's see, I understand why the fan service, since this is the last piece of media revolving around this arc. I just think their choice of returning characters / descendants is very odd and inconsistent. Like, why does Linka and Panacea get the benefit of coming to Ionios with their full bodies, yet Fiora gets relegated to just being a sword?
Blink and you'll miss it, huh?
Yeah, I do wonder about that, though. Honestly, I'm... Oh. Okay, I'll fight you too. I do wonder about that, though. To some extent, it's a good thing and a bad thing that they're wildly inconsistent about who is and isn't around. Because you have every character involved and it can get too crowded in a hurry, and you risk there being too much overlap. Because I'm trying to... As amusing as people find Zeke and Pandoria and that whole dynamic, you could end up just overcomplicating things by having both of them involved directly rather than just Linka. Although, how long would Linka live then for, given her ancestry? I do wonder about that. Though, Duke, well...
Agnes, they don't look about, do they?
No, they don't, apparently. Alright, let's beat him up. So, I understand not involving everyone, although I am surprised at how they involve people. The fact that, hey, Fiora is technically around, but no, sword.
The outcome was patently.
Not the weirdest thing I've seen, perhaps, but... Okay, presumably the lock for here is tucked away somewhere in here, right? Well, the key, anyway. Alright, I guess we'll just beat these guys up. There we go. What else is chopping up to? Let's see. I agree that Fiora being Lucky 7 and Rhyme being an Origin Shard is out of place and very half-cooked idea. Or half-cocked, I guess. Actually, well, depending on spelling mistakes and whatnot, Pure Troopers usually doesn't have spelling mistakes in his chest, to be fair. Alright, just to buy me time to keep looking. But we don't know anything about the third Chapel of Rex. That is fair. I think the headcanon was that he was that psychopath on the Agnian side. Although honestly, I'm kind of surprised they didn't go the adoption route with Shulk. Because that was what I was expecting given the state Fiora was in.
This was basically what I predicted.
I don't necessarily mind what they did choose, to be fair. But I am surprised that they didn't go that route. Let's see, the Ryan thing was also just a bit of a joke as well. Yeah, I think you had mentioned a while back that it was just a discussion mentioned by a devs. That, hey, Ryan might just be a random origin shard over here. Which, an amusing idea to be fair, but still. And hiya. Can you tell I've maxed out Rex's affinity chart yet? Anything good?
Gotta make use of what we got.
Let's see, I understand not having literally everyone from 1 and 2 being involved, because it would be bloated. I just think Fiora and Numa's involvement being small, considering how important they are, is a bit disappointing. Yep, that's entirely fair. I would have liked to see, yeah, honestly, attempting this. Here's something that would have been amazing to see. Watching Fiora and Shulk argue about how to approach the topic. Because given their mentalities, I suspect that they would have very different ways of trying to approach the subject with Nico. So, that could have been hilarious to watch unfold.
Got a rare one.
Especially if A has any thoughts on it as well. That could have been highly amusing. But no, Fiora is Sword, therefore no. So, yeah, entirely fair to find it disappointing.
Don't mind if I
Go. Alright, so there's another marker over here, presumably for a container or something like that. I can fight the common monsters on my own offline, so we won't worry about them unless they seek out a fight. Okay, fine, maybe walk around. No matter. What else is chat up to? Can you guess the 7 founders? What do you mean by the 7 founders? I mean, you're mentioning the fact that, hey, Lucky 7. But I'm trying to remember beyond that what it's referring to.
Good thing to hold on to.
There we go. Alright, so what's left on this map? Okay, so there's alright, so there's a container presumably tucked away behind that guy. So I think that unique over there at 60 is the last one, and then that's presumably a container. Alright then, and let's see, that unique is the last over here. Oh, the city founders? Don't they technically say who all the city founders are? I mean, I could just exit out of the game briefly and see to that.
We've arrived.
Okay. If memory serves, there was something over this way. Oh, an ether lift. I'm trying to remember what that was related to. Been a while, though. I remember running out of ether around this time.
My knees felt that.
Let's see what lies within.
Nothing like a bit of DIY.
Let's see. On the other side of the coin, Monolith Soft spent years learning not to go overboard with lore in order to keep actual game development manageable. Yeah, wasn't that a big deal with, what was it, Xenosaga, if I remember correctly? Let's see. Riku is treated as the 7th? Huh, fair enough. Okay, so this is just a secret area reach? Alright, fair enough. Well, I guess it gives a view of the place. Let's see, is there any other obvious spot for an ether lift to be? If I were an ether lift, where would I hide? Because it looks like we don't have the ether lift for this area yet, so we're effectively flying blind until we find it. Well, nothing for it but to go looking, I suppose. What else is chat been up to? Okay, so you mean the city founders. So they're treating Riku as the 7th, and then the other 6 we're well familiar with by this point. Also, the huge missed opportunity to not have Numa vs. Ontos battle in Future Redeemed. Have her physically be there instead of just the core so we could have a more personal confrontation. I wonder how personal it could Oh, I went the wrong way. I wonder how personal reasonably could be, though. Because the way Numa acts, or I guess Pyra and Mithra to be more exact now, how much knowledge would they have of those early days? If any. Because she clearly is very knowledgeable about everything in the facility. Let's see. Look. It's probably just pointing to something below. I'll have to just keep moving. We'll just make the rounds. So, I would be curious though, even if there wouldn't necessarily be a personable connection, as it were, there would still be an interesting perspective to explore there of, hey, I was one of the people whom you were contrasted against. This is what I think you're doing wrong. And it would have been interesting to see how Alpha would have attempted to reconcile with that. Let's see. Also, the origin of Lucky 7 that Riku told Noah was bullshit. I'll have to go back through my footage in order to determine that. Okay, so there's something in... There's a bunch of stuff in the area, so... Where should I look first? How thoroughly should I look? A lot of it's probably downstairs, given that I'm having trouble finding anything directly. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I've seen everything that way.
My knees felt that.
Both of them to get up in my face.
So you're gonna make me fight you, huh? Well, let's see how much distance I can clear. Oh, nope, accidental. Oh, you did a taunt on me, huh? Okay, and that compelled me to the fight. Fine, we'll knock you over then. There we go. Actually, here's another unanswered question. How the hell did Matthew end up with Numa's core crystal? How did that happen? Where did that come from? Let's see. If Numa was there, Antos wouldn't go apeshit? It's arguable, to be fair. Or at least I feel like it's arguable, because... Okay, fine, we'll fight you too. Because the idea was that Antos was the one who existed by contrast, but that was a contrast between... Well, that was a contrast between Logos and Numa. And so if only one is present, what happens? Who is he the tiebreaker for in that case?
Down. They got the drop on us.
So that's turning up very little. It'd be a hell of a lot easier if I could at least find the... If I could at least find where the ether mast is located. That would make this simple. So I'm probably gonna have to go digging a bit more for same. I guess we'll see. Trying to remember how much I've explored through here. Okay, so there were a couple of points of interest. Oh, that's random. I mean, I'll take it, but that's random. Yeah, just the thought of having all three cores be together to sort of give their perspective of each other and the fate of the world sounds very interesting. Oh yeah, definitely.
I can do better yet.
Alright, let's get you up to par. Let's see. Well, these are the cheap ones, so let's go ahead and get this up.
Alright, looking good.
Yeah, the whole why Numa was with Matthew and Logos with N is left so vague it borders on headcanon explanations for it to make sense.
Can get stronger.
To be fair, they don't give much of an explanation for how Alpha ended up with Niall either way.
I can get stronger.
And that was honestly my concern going into this DLC, is that, okay, how much of this is going to be held together by duct tape and bubblegum, as it were?
I'm stronger now.
Because it does seem that there is a decent amount that's basically saying it happens because it
I
happens.
made this art a bit heftier.
New power to command.
There we go. Because how would they have gotten a hold of that? realistically. Because, and you could maybe argue that it was something granted by Zed. You could maybe stretch that. But how exactly would Numa have ended up in the hands of the city folk?
Good thing to hold on to.
It's not as if Noah would be able to pass it down to Gondor or anything. Well, from Gondor, anyway. As for how Malice returned, the director said he can't answer that yet.
How do we proceed?
Can't answer. That is a very interesting answer all unto itself, though. Okay, fascinating. It also isn't explained how N ended up with the Sword of the End. Well, what is meant by Sword of the End, anyway? Just because my understanding is that it's just a sword that can effectively... Well, I guess what is meant by Sword of the End? That's another important question. Like, the one thing I can think of is both Numa and Logos imprinted themselves to the original Noah and Neo, which would explain why Noah has the Logos sword. So maybe Gondor got given it as a gift from the dying Neo? It's possible? Though, still a bit of a stretch because, well, unless M had it. Although that's where things get complicated, isn't it? Because you're not just dealing with Noah and, well, you have Noah and Neo as their past lives, you've got N and M, who are the recollections of same, and then you've got Noah and Mio, who, well, who we directly take control of. Alright, I guess while I figure out where everything is,
Hey, what's
let's
this?
beat this guy up. Now that I don't have to worry about you just murdering us with absurd block rate, let's have it out. Wait, how is that Kevus soldier already down? What the heck? Yeah, it's not completely unfeasible, but it is still definitely a stretch. I get the feeling that there's going to be a lot of... Well, this game's already been out for what? 2 years almost? There's probably a lot that still needs to be... Well, probably still a lot that's left intentionally ambiguous. It was outright said that by Zed that N got bestowed the Logos sword somehow? Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to go back to my footage then. Okay. Somehow. That's not at all vague. Well. There we go. Like to paraphrase, he said something about the lines of, why would the Sword of the End up with a person like him? That does sound vaguely familiar. Now that I think of it, did Shulk and Rex also recognize the Sword of the End? It would have been a few weeks since I last saw that in-game, but that sounds correct. If memory serves. Ooh! Oh, let's have fun with that. Come on, get to the side. Yeah! Smash! The ultimate travesty is we don't learn what Noah named Lucky 7 in the base game. Here's the real question. Can Origin run Doom? The real question we're all asking, right? You'll be fine, Nio. Eventually. Rex and Shulk seem to only recognize it well at the final fight with Alpha. Okay, so it would only be a week my time then. Huh. Oh, Topple still got inflicted. I thought it was at the side. Get up. Can Origin run Crisis? That's the real question. The duality of man. Can it run Doom and can it run Crisis? Oh man, that's an old-timey meme. Do the youngins even know what that means anymore?
We can pocket that for later.
We've gathered much data on this foe.
Oh man, that takes me back. I remember when that was the memey answer question to everything. Every bit of new technology that comes out, but can it run Crisis? Alright, I wonder how we'll be getting up to those.
Oh, I'm sleepy. But I'll tough it out.
Good, because we're gonna keep walking. Alright, so there's an ether slide over there. It's worth... and a ladder over that way. Well, let's go check that corner real quick, then we can double back to the islands, as it were. Let's see. Would also explain a plot hole of why would Rex and Shulk end up having to be batteries when Numa and Logos are right there. And the answer is, you think N would give it up? Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Logos... well, Logos' core crystal is even around, though, based on what happens to Malos at the end of 2. Because that is very much treated as a definitive end.
Quite rare.
Anything good? Okay, Black Shard. Useful. Oh, an intervention. Alrighty, let's have it out. Alright. Let's get him. And of course they left Numa to Matthew, so they have something against N's Logos sword. Yep. Gotta balance it out somehow. Is that what... actually, is that why... maybe that's why Gondor made such a big deal out of Matthew at the time. Could be anyway. Hey, aren't you Clarity? Whoa, Matthew? Am I dreaming? Where'd you come from? I can't believe I found you out here. Honestly, I've been worried sick. You can take that sparking attitude and shove it, mister. I've been looking for you everywhere myself. Well, I'm only glad we found each other now, and both in one piece. Dylan's gonna be pleased to see you too. Dylan? So he's still kicking too? When we're all back to base, we should have dinner, the three of us. Catch up on old times and stuff. I wouldn't say no, but right now all I crave is a bit of shut-eye. I've missed beds like you wouldn't believe. Say no more. We gotcha. There we are. How many more survivors do I need to get now that I think of it? Let's look around real quick. So, if I go to the map... no more city survivors there. I think that's all the city survivors then, so in theory... yeah, it looks like I've found all the city survivors possible. In that case, if there's any hidden side quest that I don't know of, I should be able to access it now. Alright.
Love me a bit of loot. Check it out. Enough on medal.
We hear Malos talk to Numa post his death in 2. Can you remind me of the exact scenario there? I'm drawing a blank on that.
Alright, gotcha.
Let's see. I'm the elder of the group and that one went over my head. When Crisis, or was it Crisis 2 came out, the game had intentionally been designed with future hardware in mind, and so there was literally not a single computer that could run it at max settings at the time. And so for a while within PC gaming circles, there was a joke of, but can it run Crisis, said both ironically and unironically. That's the short version. Let's see... thoughts on the radio scene? I haven't looked back on it yet. And the positive theory right now about how Malos lives is he imprinted his soul to Numa's when she entered Ion, which would also kind of explain how Pithra came back as separate bodies. Maybe. Although, given that, well, given the kind of power that the conduit is set to have, I had just chalked that up to the conduit being merciful, as it were, or just Klaus's influence on same.
We'll have this up in no time.
Oh, Malos asks Numa how is it like being alive? Oh, that's what you're referring to. Okay, fair enough. I've still got a ways to go before I'm back to that in editing the 2 Let's Play, though I am getting further along with that. I think I've got 11 sessions left.
We'll have this up in no time.
I was working on a couple of the out-of-order ones today. One taking care of the, well, one session that was focused on the Blade quests for the Zenobia and Cassandra. The other, my easy mode attempts at Elma Redux, well, normal mode attempts at Elma Redux, which was pain. Numa's reply was lit but not vocalized. Huh. Given it's Japanese, and given the nature of the lip syncing, no telling what she said. Which, probably for the best, to be fair.
Check it out. Enough on medals.
We can trade this with
Still.
Numa.
Although... To be fair, there was no core crystal left behind so far as we know for Malos. So... when there was... well... then again, Malos didn't quote-unquote die in the same way as Numa did. Given that Numa passed on the core crystal before going back to Ion.
Pocket that for later.
Alright. Let's see. Art unlock, right? Yeah, you can have it, Shulk.
I feel a new strategy may emerge.
Another rage!
Alright, I can figure out what to put on those later. Alright, we can jump back over there, but that's easy enough. What else has Chad been up to? Honestly, considering how they brought back Numa at the end of 2 and now Malos with 3, it seems they just really wanted the Trinity processors to be in very important aspects to the overall series. Well, given how important... well, given how essential Albus ended up being for 1, I suppose I can't blame them for leaning in that direction. Especially given how important they made Ontos for the Trinity... well, for Origin as well. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they didn't give more importance to Numa and Logos. Because that was my first thought of thinking, hang on a minute, we haven't seen Numa's core crystal yet. Where'd that... is she fueling the other half of Origin? That was my first thought anyway. I'm not sure if that theory would have been better or worse than what we ended up with.
We'll have this up in no time.
So dev comments indicate that Malos will be important in the future. Although I'd be curious to know what they end up doing with the future, because I suppose no one would have the answers to this yet, but what exactly is the state of the world at the end of the game? And I don't think that's an answer that any of us really have... well, I don't think that's a question any of us really would have a good answer to right now, given the nature of just what we've been told, because all we know is that the worlds have reconverged after everything is said and done. So, what does that mean for the people involved? So before, you could argue, okay, there's a certain neatness, even if there may be some disappointment on the fact that, okay, what happens to the city folk with the worlds splitting back apart? But if they've reconverged, what exactly does that leave us with? Because there weren't that many people, at least so far as we're shown. Okay, so that just allows us back up there. Cool. So there aren't that many people within Ulrest or Bionis, relatively speaking.
Knees felt that.
I'm sure. But I do wonder, though... oh, okay, so that's a container. Because there would be place on a recombined Earth for both worlds. But does that mean the city folk are around? Does that mean Rex and Shulk are still around? How have they reconverged? Where is everything located? There's just a lot of questions. Alright, that should give chat time to spin. I'm gonna see this Affinity scene.
This place reminds me of a legend. The Lord of Ragwell Lake.
Lord.
They say it's only ever sighted on stormy days. It's reputed to be a vicious and dangerous beast. If we could, I'd love to take care of it before somebody gets hurt. Oh wait, I'm getting déjà vu, like something similar's happened here before.
A monster that only appears with thunder.
Ah, that's a cool story. If we see the thing, I say we take a swing at it.
Alright, so that's how they're reintroducing the whole, hey, approach at different times of day, you get different stuff. Fair enough. So I'm guessing down there I'll have to wait for a stormy day in order to fight the unique, huh? Very well. I don't mind being patient. I'm gonna be here a while yet anyway. So, what else chap been up to? So they almost want to make it so the processors have to be alive in some way or another to keep the ethos of the Xenoblade universe at bay. We'll see what happens. My first question was, if Numa is in Matthew's glove, then what's on Glimmer's chest? Honestly, I feel like you could chalk that up for the same reason that Mio has a Flesh Eater's core crystal.
Get the old cylinders out.
That would be my first thoughts. The fact that, hey, core crystals to some extent seem to be inherited if you're descended directly from a blade. And if memory serves, that's also the reason why everyone in Agonist has a core crystal of some stripe as well, even if it doesn't necessarily match anything we've seen specifically. That'd be my first thought anyway.
Trouble coming.
Oh, hello! Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but okay, I'll take a unique. So, what else is chat up to? There's an item that lets you change the weather when fast traveling. I'll probably run into that with a side quest then. Guess we'll see. Let's see. Oh yeah, you had mentioned looks into 4 Gilgamesh, so I guess we'll just... I'm assuming that I'll have plenty of reading to do after all is said and done, huh? For a Flesh Eater core crystal, maybe, but an Aegis core? That is fair, though... Well, that is a fair question. Though as we've seen... Oh, shoot, I probably could have gone for a launch in that if I were faster. Though as we've seen... I think it's fair to say that... What's it? I think it's fair to say that Glimmer doesn't have the same power within her as a full-blown Aegis, given the circumstances. Hell, I'd be surprised if Linka has the full powers of a full-blown blade. There we go. Ooh.
Hey, what's this?
I'd be curious then to see how much of it would be aesthetic in nature and how much of it would be a genuine reflection of ability, as it were. And, although, actually,
This was basically what I predicted.
I'd be curious to know, well, there's a lot of questions to be raised, isn't there? We could be here all day if we wanted to be, but you know what? I do technically have all night, so... Okay, so we've got all those 4 laid about. Let's go see what that is real quick, and then we can go hunting elsewhere.
Which way next?
Got a rare one. Score.
Alright, so I believe I should be able to survive a drop to this.
Money, get the old cylinders out.
There we go. Let's see. The nature of Ionios might have changed something as well, because Hyentia and Machina age at the same rate as a regular human. Well, within Ionios maybe, though we don't see enough of the old Bionis world to know how that would play out there yet. Actually, that's kind of an awkward bit that isn't necessarily given much attention in, well, when we return from, well, at the end of 3. The fact that, hang on a minute, Noah's technically childhood friends with all of them, but Uni and Lance are gonna outlive him by centuries, if they're proper Hyentia and Machina. What about the people who left Earth pre-Klaus experiment? Well, I do wonder about that because how much of the experiment was a matter of, well, I guess that's, at that point, getting into questions on the nature of the experiments themselves, which are an entirely different can of worms. Oh, I see, that's how I'm supposed to approach it. Gonna make me fight you again, huh? Should be easy pickings. So, how localized was it then? Because we're talking effectively the birth of an entirely new universe. Would that completely upend things in the old? To where the apocalypse would be galaxy, well, universe-wide? Given the amount of power that's said to be within the conduits? Or would that only apply to people in the immediate vicinity? And I don't think we know enough to have a good answer on that.
Made it look easy.
Here we are.
Oops. Yeah, you're probably fine. Oh, you're definitely fine now. I'd be interested in learning what powers a descendant of an Aegis actually has, particularly the one not mentioned. Well, actually, now that I think of it, the main differentiator for the Aegis is that it received all information from all core crystals throughout the world. But how much of that was because of the Aegis being special, and how much of that was because of the conduit?
Get out. And not on metal.
Good thing to hold on to.
So there's a part of me that's thinking, would Mithra even have any special power right now? Because the main point where she would just flex on everybody was just a matter of going, hey, I have the big screw you laser that I can just unload whenever I want. That was the whole concern for her of, hey, unleashing this terrible power I have, but the terrible power only ever comes into play whenever I'm tapping into something outside of me. So how much would it apply in practice, I wonder? Also, what altitude is that even on? I'm having trouble pinpointing where those even are. Okay, real quick.
Okay, we've arrived.
Yeah, they play fast and loose with the term universe. Yeah, that's the concerning part. Oh, wait a minute, are they on... Wherefore art thou? Question marks. Unless they're on the altitude above us, perhaps? I feel like we... Not the worst theory, actually, if they're tucked away up there somehow. Unless there's a way to fall down on top of them, perhaps. Is there a door I missed somewhere along the way?
My knees felt that.
But someone's eager for a kicking.
Let's see. Let's try and get onto the same altitude as that up there. Maybe that'll give us some clues to what I'm supposed to do. What's chatting to? So if we take the Xenosaga lore, which should be taken with a grain of salt, since at the end of the day, Monolith Soft doesn't own Xenosaga anymore, a character in Xenosaga prevented a quote universe-ending event and minimized the damage to only affect Earth, which is why Earth is gone in Xenosaga. Okay, so there's a degree to which something catastrophic could occur, but be more localized. assuming that we... Well, assuming... Well, a lot of things, to be fair. Okay. So, if we go over here... So most likely it's tucked away in that bunch over there. Maybe if I approach... Well... Is there a way that I can approach from up here, maybe? That I'm missing?
Here's our destination.
And then your troopers is wanting there to be more caution on that? Well, bear in mind, there's probably plenty that I'll end up forgetting just with this conversation. It's gonna be fascinating to look back on. Okay, so that gets those two. How do we get the one over yonder? Dumb question. Do I live? Barely.
My knees felt that.
Ooh, useful. I was surprised that wasn't marked on the map at all. Okay, what was that? Oh, I have more than I thought.
I'll keep on pressing on.
There we go.
My repertoire's expanded. Skyfoil.
Useful. Alright, so... Alright, that's all of the arts accessed. Nice. Ah, heck. Hopefully that wasn't where I needed to go. That looks like we're good.
Check it out. Not one medal.
We can trade.
Alright, another affinity growth. Excellent. Well, I guess to keep things even. Wait, when did I get
But
a...
its bounds are yet undiscovered.
Oh. I guess I got them all.
Well, still some room to improve at least.
Nice. Alrighty. So, still a unique monster to take down, presumably in relation to what was mentioned by Shulk, which is let's see. Still a few question marks lying around. Let's see. There's still one field crafting left, so there's probably something over in this direction that I need to craft in order to get the remainder, but although I'm pretty sure we had explored everything through here. Well, that should do as a starting point if nothing else. Even if there ends up being another unique or a couple small things to worry about. I guess then we can go ahead and move on to Valak Mountain, knock out the rest through here. At that point we can go look at side quests. Alright, what else is Chap been up to? Okay, so that's marked out as something up there, so I'll probably need to approach from above. Excuse me. Let's try approaching from this direction. Note with anything we mentioned about Gears and Saga, we are obfuscating stuff.
Where to next?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I figured as much. I still remember when I posted a highlight of Fiora getting axed at the start, and then your troopers said, hey, try and keep stuff like that to a minimum, please mark it with a spoiler tag. We even keep that hidden. And it happens in the first 3 hours.
Hey, what's this?
How do we get over to you without getting munched? Without dying. And maybe if I hop down from that area. Can I even reach from there, though?
My knees felt that.
I'm sorry. I can't go on.
This is it for me.
Matthew.
Oh, I see. Alright. For honor and glory!
My knees felt that.
For honor and glory!
My knees felt that.
You'll be fine. Everything's fine!
My knees felt that. My knees. that. Check it out. A knock-on
Nice.
medal.
Can we trade it for something?
There we go. Okay, then there's something over yonder, and something in that corner that I'll probably need to approach from up here as well. If history is any indication. Okay, so may as well just use this to get down more safely. Look, us Xeno fans are very strict with spoilers, especially since at the end of the day, the games aren't as mainstream as others, so keeping the mystery is still very important for us. Yeah, that's fair enough. Unlike Trails fans who can't shut up about everything. Am I detecting some bitterness here? Huh, how am I supposed to get to you? Jump down onto that, maybe? Looks like we're at a different altitude for that one. Well...
My knees felt that.
This is pretty rare, right?
It's up there, isn't it? How the heck do I get to you, then? Oh,
My knees felt that.
okay.
Have that. Check it out. A knock-on medal.
We can pocket that for later.
I'm gonna pretend that I meant to do that. Alrighty. So, getting down to that guy is gonna be fun. Let's start from here. People are still covering up Final Fantasy lore 30 years later. To be fair, not everybody's played the older games. Most people when they think, well, most normies when they think Final Fantasy, they think 7. And to be fair, I've only ever played 7, so I can't say anything on that count. Let's see. Some ether left.
My knees felt that.
For honor and glory! Ah! How are you alive?
My knees felt that.
Anything good? Accessory unlock. Excellent. Oh yeah, I was going backwards for accessory unlocks. Hiya!
Let's review our equipment.
That'll do. Okay, nice. Okay, and there's a couple things over there. I'm trying to remember what's in that direction. Oh yeah, and then there's a side quest, so there's a point of interest. Actually, that's probably related to... That's probably related to the architect... Well, the symbol side quest, but you know what, we may as well see through that. Thoughts on the OST for the DLC? Haven't given it too much thought yet. Don't really have any issues with it. I'm kind of surprised at how restrained they were as far as pulling from prior games. Because I do listen to the soundtracks from 1 and 2 a decent amount. Alright, so if there's a point of interest up there, presumably... Yep. I'll just jump over yonder, presumably. Anything good? Gotcha! Okay, here's the next message. A single ascension, 4 fearless flings, light rays guidance to whence all springs. Another place, by the sounds of it. Light rays? Like streets of light? Or something else? You don't suppose someone's just winding us up here? Don't think that way. And anyway, we have plenty of fun, so we're all winners in the end. Aha. Considering our artist has guided us this far, it would be hard to believe they'd let things end without a commensurate payoff. Right, yeah, exactly what I said. Let's go out on a limb and stick with it just a little longer. Presumably further up ahead though, given streaks of light, that's probably referencing the stuff further up the cliff, right? Well, further up Valak Mountain, I would presume. Probably stuff up through here, right? Or was it here that we were starting to see everything pop up? Well, whatever the case may be, let's keep looking a little closer to home, relative to where we are now. There was a side quest through there, right?
My
I like the soundtrack of 3, but to this day I'm mad that they didn't do a remix of Araya when entering the tunnels and instead did a remix of Bionis Interior. Wait, it was a remix of... I'm gonna have to re-listen to that. Bionis Interior, I don't remember it being... And again, I don't listen to Bionis Interior all that much. I'm gonna have to double back on that to confirm that. It was a... Huh. Can you tell I haven't gone through enough of the soundtrack recently? Oh, what this? Huh? What's this? It's a lute, a variety of musical instrument played by plucking the strings. Lute? Hey, doesn't it look a bit like Glimmer's blade? Is this also a weapon? Nah, see, you're used to instruments of destruction, whereas this thing's only an instrument of, music? I think the easiest way to explain would be to play it directly, but I fear I'm not qualified. It's broken anyway. See? The strings are missing. So, can I take this lute thing? Huh? But you heard him, it's broken. Yeah, I know. It just seems kind of a waste to leave it lying here. I don't see any harm in it, and who knows, we might even be able to get it fixed at some point. In fact, isn't there some shop in Colony 9 that sells lutes? Is there? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I think I remember something like that. Cool, then I'll be sure to stop by. Implying we have the time for same, but still. We'll go check that out later. There we go. Let's see. Like, literally the only area themes they remixed for 3 are the Xenoblade 1 areas, which really sucks since IMO 2 is the better area music. Actually,
Hey, what's this?
you know what, I'd be inclined to agree now that I think of it. Because I prefer the battle music from 1, but the area music from 2 is probably better. So, is there anything special if I go hopping along here? A special death!
I'm gonna walk.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else of import? Okay, so there's some stuff down there. How do I get down there? Safely, anyway.
Watch where I step next time.
Let's see. Looks like I should be able to get through most of that by just going down this way. Just to be on the safe side, we can just go this way. I'm kind of surprised I survived that. Let's see. Riki's theme's still my fave. Honestly, this might be a hot take. Well, this might be a hot take to say, but of the area themes, I think Frontier Village Night is my favorite. Maybe I'm just too partial to flutes, but... Oh, hello! Alright, we'll mess with you first, then. Oh yeah, I have to break everything else before it lets me hurt the rest. Let's see, I think for me the type of music I think all 3 themes tied at are the cutscene music. No, I haven't thought too much about cutscene music actually, haven't I? There we go. Well, yeah. I guess that explains why there were 2 blips down here.
The training, I guess. A most uncommon item.
Alrighty, gem unlock. So, how many do we have left?
I look forward to optimizing my loadout.
Alright, so let's see. We have 1, 2, 3... 3 gem slots left, and 1, 2, 3... 4 accessory slots left. Alright, cool. And it looks like we hit all the question marks through here. We know that that's a big and scary, so we won't worry about that just yet. We have the ether mass through here, so we know that anything marked as a point of interest is fair game. So I guess we spawn in here and start going at it.
Here we are.
Okay, fog rift number 1. There we go. How did I only now realize that Dual Blast is AoE? No matter. I associate Ricky's thing with how long you've been in the Force. There we go. Okay, nice and easy. Alright, Fog's down.
Not much challenge there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nice. Alrighty. Next up. I'm not a flute guy, but A Life Sent On has hit my top 5. I'm trying to remember which one that is. I haven't quite associated names with all the themes yet.
Going down.
I'm sure there will be time enough for that as I'm slowly looking through all of them, but still. I like the Weight of Life, which only plays twice in the base game. Fair enough. Again, I need to get better at associating the different tracks, but still. There we go. Up we go. Only one field crafting left, huh? Alrighty. Chill, it's through here.
Get the old cylinders out.
It's the off-seeing melody? Well, that off-seeing melody shows up a lot of different places within the soundtrack. You may need to be more specific. Mysterious ball? Okay, now I'm drawing a blank. What's this about? Oh, how'd I get more than one?
The loadout.
Oh, no matter.
A little prep goes a long way.
Let's see, just to be on the safe side. Alright, cool. That's all I have for him. For name. Now what's this about?
Well done.
What is it, Matthew? Ah, it's this weird ball thing lying on the ground here. Looks a little out of place. Hold on, doesn't it look like it'd fit in this hole? It certainly looks like the shapes match. Oh, so they do. In which case, this'll go well. Nothing's happening. Wow, what a letdown. What did you expect? Wait a minute, why is it green? Wait, there are more holes. Perhaps if we place a bowl in each one, it will activate whatever contraption this is. And what exactly would that achieve? I've no idea. We won't know until we try. Damn straight! Let's get them bulls back where they belong. Except we've only got one of them. Hey, I already found one just lying here. We'll run into him, mark my words. Is that really your approach to everything? Winging it? Don't be too harsh on him. Who knows? We may actually come across them quite quickly. Yeah, I cannot speak today. We may actually come across them quite quickly. See? Schultz knows what's up. Come on, let's get looking. Alrighty then. Ancient contraption, huh? Alright, anything more in this area to worry about? It looks like the only few left. Well, let's see, there's a unique up there, apparently. How powerful is said unique, actually, before I get too far along? Because I'll need to dabble back to a different point later. They added a fog rift there? I don't remember seeing the fog rift or the unique when I've exited the portal to go do some common monster hunting. Unless they're below. They're below, aren't they? So this one isn't marked as being below. Unless... No, I thought I'd see it by going into the portal. There wasn't anything beyond just Alpha to fight in there. Fun fact on the OST, the final boss theme of Future Redeemed, let's see, the future sounds similar to both Zanza the Divine and a song from Xenoblade Saga 3 called Godson? Oh, I like the Gower Plains tomorrow with you and Bringer of Chaos Ultimate existing universe. Oh boy. Yeah, probably best looking for both downstairs. Let's head on down.
We've arrived. Where to next?
Forward. Where's that unique come into play?
To be here, I think.
Well,
Now, what was the best response?
nothing for it but just to knock this guy out, I suppose. Okay, that's a big fog-called beast. Good thing we're almost 10 levels over it. I would not want to fight this at our normal level. Sup? Ah, not quite fast enough, huh? So be it. Whoa! That was a lot of damage all of a sudden. This has AoE built into it, so let's see if it helps to try and knock it down faster. Yeah, it might have helped a little bit. You gotta actually hit it, Rex. Oh, lovely. Alright, that one's down. Alright, if the fog rift is that close, I'm probably better off just hitting it till it dies. There we go. Okay. And if things go south, at least that's done. And of course, it's the same dragon that was fought back in 1. Yeah, pretty much.
We can take on anyone.
Oh, a container.
Let's have it then. Ah, got us a knock-on medal.
We'd best hold on to it.
Oh. Interesting.
There we go.
Well, I guess that answers the question of where that can be found. And then there's something up over yonder. I wonder if there's any specific weather I need to trigger for a unique to show up top then. Huh. Could be. Could be. Hold up. Point of interest? Oh, one of those. Well, I'll grab that on the way back. Let's see what's in the container first.
Open up. Says, got us a knock-on medal.
We can trade this with knock-on.
So when are you uploading the Pro Gauntlet? Whenever I'm not streaming. That's the plan at the moment. So I don't have a clear idea in mind yet. Alright, that's one of them. Hang on. Was that quest marker? Okay, you know what? I kind of want to see that through now. You know what? Since I'm pretty sure we've gotten near the end of what we can see to, as far as question marks and whatnot. Okay, so there's one over in that direction, huh? The heck are you? What, do I have to change the weather or something in order to make it happen?
Well, here we are.
Well, we can just keep trying different weather until something happens, right? Oh, hang on, did I hear something? I'm not just hearing things, right? Or is that just the thunder in the background? Yeah, it's probably just the thunder in the background. Okay. Let's go hunting for treasure, then. I'm kind of surprised there isn't a landmark there, actually. Hang on, there's a container I haven't hit? Although if we're looking at the totality of Valak Mountain, there's still field crafting left somewhere as well, so there's a couple question marks that have yet to be seen to, huh? Okay. Well, we got through the overwhelming majority of it, so... I mean, mission accomplished as far as my plans for this stream are concerned, but still.
A most uncommon item.
I'll have to check the Collectopedia then. Go after the small fry. Chew. I guess then we just see how many of the... Well, I guess we just go around and see how much of the side quests we can knock out before I run out of steam then.
It should be somewhere here.
In theory. I'm kind of surprised that guy didn't trigger. Great. Time to return to the reliefs, I reckon. Alrighty. Let's get back over there. And since we've got the secret area marked out, if memory serves, yep. Cool.
We've arrived. Where to next?
So what does that one glow? Alright. Let's see what that does. I'm trying to remember what this does in 1, and I'm drawing a blank. It's been too long. Yes! Now show me what you got! Ah, unsealed monstrosity. Lovely. Whoa, what's this thing? It's hostile. Steel yourselves. Now that I think of it, they haven't thrown this music at us in a hot minute. They haven't thrown it at us all that much in the DLC in general, to be fair, but still. Oh man, you can attack pretty quickly now, given what I put on you. Holy crap. Dang. Useful. And it only gets faster with how you work as well. Rude! Alright, kill. And dead. Oh, not quite. Wow, that did sleep on a lot of people. Ah well, easy pickings right now. Where did that thing come from? You don't think this device was a trap? Yeah, no, 100% it was. Sorry about that, Matthew. Oh, damn it. So much for my hopes of a payoff. Hold that thought, Matthew. Huh? Look, beneath the relief. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh, accessory. Is that? And now we know the true purpose of this contraption. So that's what this is about. And that monster will have been set there guarding it. A blessing in disguise, eh, Matthew? I have to hand it to you, Matthew. Fine work. Huh? Oh yeah, see? My intuition never fails me. Uh-huh. Yeah, except you were the one who actually spotted the whole thing, eh? Shh, let him have his moments. Don't look so disappointed, Glimmer. Anyhow, we found the treasure. Be a waste not to make good use of it. Alright then. Alright, I take care of that. Now. Oh yeah, do I have what I need for that? Well, since we've... Oh, there's an accessory unlock kit hidden underneath that? Okay, yeah, we're going for that then. So... I'm surprised. So, remind me, what's the current hint? They mention... Well... I suspect that what I'm looking for will only be present at night. That's my best guess anyway. Let's find out if I'm correct.
We've arrived. Where to next?
Oh yeah, and then there's that guy.
Why can't they just leave us alone?
Well, that's wet my whistle, that has.
You're not even letting me escape?
I failed.
Ow.
We'll do it this time.
And it locks you in? Ow. Well, since I don't have a clear idea as to where that is yet, let's go see if I have what I need for this final bit. It'll be a good excuse to stop by and take stock of Colony 9 anyway. Now that we have all the survivors, in theory every community member possible is present. Might be worth double checking that then.
We've
It's gotten
arrived.
pretty bustling here, huh?
Where to next?
Brings back the old city days. It's gotten pretty bustling here, huh? Brings back the old city days.
You worked long and hard to make it happen. I'm proud of you, Matthew.
Alrighty then. Okay. Oh yeah. Yep, that looks like it's as full as it's gonna be. And then there is still plenty to see to with everybody then, huh? Plenty to be had there. Alrighty, let's go looking around and talking to people. The atmosphere's really changed around here ever since you guys showed up, you know? Yeah? Changed out? Oh, come on, man. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Sometimes I can't tell if you're being modest or if you're just that dense. What I mean is, the mood's really lightened up. You really did make a difference to people's morale. You think? Well, if you say so. Don't mind if I bask in the praise. If you're angling for a reward, you just ask me for help anytime you need. I'll come running. Alrighty then.
We understand each other better now, huh?
How are those kids managing, by the way? Still keeping business afloat? Yup, they had a bit of on-the-job training. I reckon they'll be raking in a tiny profit soon enough. That's so. Those tykes really have a good head on their shoulders. Better knuckle down myself before they outdo me. Still more to say, huh? We're just about managing thanks to those handover documents Shogun Rex gave us, so thanks for that. Oh, don't mention it. Means my slaving away all night wasn't for nothing. You really are lifesavers, though. If we follow your right up to the letter, I think we can tackle just about whatever comes our way. We trust you've got it all under control, Charon. Yes, sir, and thank you kindly. Charon's got it covered. Oh, is that why they were able to so quickly leave Colony 9 when Origin decided to bring the hammer down? Do you want to know where the next graffiti is? If we can't find it next stream, then tell me. Is this all from Fallen City people? Yeah, you don't have to say it. I know nothing will come of doing this, but... now the Remembrance Stone are gone, I wanted to pay my respects like this at least, you know? The stones, eh? Yeah, nothing we can do about that. If you don't mind my asking, what were the Remembrance Stones? Stone tablets with the names of our fallen comrades engraved on them. They were like one of the city's permanent features. Even after our friends disappeared from the world, their names would remain there still, on the Remembrance Stones. It was important to us city folk. It meant something. Oh, I understand. No, hang on. Matthew, is something wrong? We're missing a trick here, Jethro. If the Remembrance Stones are no more, then we'll just have to make new ones, right here. They're in Colony 9. No, come on. It'd take an enormous effort. How would we go about finding such giant stone slabs? Yeah, you're right. That's why I thought we could make some substitutions. We could use sheet metal instead. They'd be sturdy and resistant, and transportable if it came to it. They can be porter memorials, just until we can restore the city to its old glory. How's that sound? Yeah, I see now. For sure, it sounds like a good idea. So yeah, you heard all that. Could we put them up in this square? Of course. If it's the will of the citizens, I've no reason to demur. Sounds like a great plan and all, but it'll involve a lot of Eluk work. You'll need those metal sheets prepared, and someone with the skills to carve the names. It's all good. I've got an idea already. If I remember correctly, we should have people with those skill sets among those we've rescued. That's it exactly. I'll go and ask them personally. So all I'll say on the next graffiti is that it's not on the mountain. Riddle is a single ascension, 4 fearless wings. Light rays guidance to Windsall Spring. What would be the most likely place for that? What would make the most sense then? Let's all spring. Have I not built that ether lift? Is that the last field crafting there? It could be, actually, under the circumstances. There's only a container and a couple uniques, so... yeah, that's probably it, actually. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's keep making the rounds. My voice is about to die, so I think we'll collect all the quests that remain, maybe attend to a couple of them, and then we'll call it a night. Karen promised me something super exciting when we came to the shop. He said I'm allowed to train with him when I'm old enough to be a soldier. That's some forward thinking you're doing there, little guy. You're putting a lot of grown-ups to shame. Mr. Rex? That's my name. What's that funny metal, arrow thing gummy attached to your arm? This is an anchor. You hook it on something solid, then when you reel it in, you can zip around like nobody's business. When you get used to it, you can play about with the trajectory and use it to trip up your enemies, or even send them flying. Whoa, that sounds so cool! Ha! Now there's a man after my own heart. We'll make a salvager out of you yet, kiddo. Do we wanna? You've already had enough trouble making people into salvagers. About restoring the city. I want to help too. I'm not totally useless in battle, and I want to search for my family, if that's okay. Of course it's okay. We'll be counting on you, and if your family is still out there to be found, we'll find them too. Then you'll have my blade. Alright then. So real quick, cooking with Rex. I guess we had everything we needed. Right, it's done. There we are. Nice and simple. Cooking with Rex sounds like a good TV show. Oh boy, I can already see it now. Honestly speaking, I've been wanting to comment on the state of the inventory management for a while. Ah, so that's why you made us that proposal, is it? You couldn't have shown up at a better time, really. Now I get to bark orders like nobody's business. It's nice to be able to do some work I have a real passion for. Thank you. Peridot's giving me some much needed assistance too.
We can go speak to them later.
I was always treated as a coward in Agnes, because I said that I didn't want to fight on the front lines. But here, they understand the importance of logistics. If we had the skills for something, they set us to work on it. It's so rewarding. Well, I have to say, your positive attitude towards us is very appreciated, Io. I'm very happy you noticed. I hope things will stay that way too. I'm here to help after all. There we are.
I see. So that's how they really feel.
It's getting pretty hectic around here, isn't it? Everyone's zipping about in an awful hurry. I remember this mood back when I was in Agnus, the eve of the decisive battle. Might be an idea to pick up the pace with the stockpiling. Hey, it never hurts to be prepared. Good luck with all that.
Shall we go see them briefly?
I talked to a Kavesi the other day, one of the new arrivals. Poor guy was scared witless. You should have seen him. Oof, I bet. It's not something you'd ever imagine happening, having a chat with your enemy. Peridot was like that too at first. We're practically inseparable now. The guy will fit right in, just you wait. If you see any Kavesi soldiers around, do you think you could try starting some small talk with them as well? I'll consider it. I'm sure. Yay! Everyone says we're doing a really good job running the shop. Oh, that's great. I don't know what this place would do without you, Finley. Whee! I got another compliment! That's a new record! Haha. My big brother says if any baddies show up, you'll smack them really hard on the bottom. Yeah, that's right. Them bad guys need to be taught a lesson. Of course. He also said Rex and Shulk are some super strong old geezers. Hey now, I know I'm getting on, but that's a bit much. Are we really at that ripe old age? Face it, you two. The march of time cannot be cheated.
They've got something to say to us.
I like it here. Everyone's super nice to me. But it'd be even nicer if Mummy and Daddy came home. They will, I'm sure. So you be a good kid and hold the fort with your brother for now, okay? Okay, I'm a good kid. I'll hold all the forts. Aha.
We understand each other better now, huh?
Are you about to go to work too, Uncle Matthew? Sure am. It'll be the job of a lifetime. You look after things here for me, okay, Finley? Okay, I'll keep things in order while you're away. Good luck! Someone's chipper. How are you holding up? I'll fight for the city's restoration in my own way. I'm not doing it for the others. And if these liberators don't like that, they can go stick it. Mate, come on. After all they've done for you? Let it go, Matthew. He's free to do what he wants. Oh boy. Oi! Liberators! What's the meaning of this? Enlisting citizens now, are we? Pipe down, mate. You've got it all wrong. They're volunteers. They enlisted themselves. They've chosen to fight with us for the city, just as you have yourself. But be that as it may, sloppy training like that is going to get people killed. Mark my words. Then give him a hand. I was literally about to say that. Panacea will be immensely grateful for the help, I'm sure. What? Why, you cheeky little... That's not the issue and you know it. Then say what the issue is. I don't believe it. Jethro accepted you? You? Jethro's a friend of yours, I take it. We were comrades in arms, both of us, born warriors. And he's a prideful man, is Jethro. At least, so I thought. Can't fathom what could have changed his mind.
Let's speak to them later.
I've a bone to pick with you lot. Those Liberator training drills, they're a piece of piss. I'd be personally supervising this volunteer army from now on. Well, that's terribly kind of you. We'll be glad of the extra assistance. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm only helping on a temporary basis. You annoy me, I might just walk. Oh, so you're lasting all of a day then? Gee, someone talks tough. Any chance he's earning a part of pure gold under that thorny personality? Of course.
Always nice to see.
I do hope I don't need to remind you that the real enemy here is Mobius. Even when the battle here is won, any victory is short-lived. You must never let your guard down. We won't. Not that we needed you to remind us, mind. A rump, really? So long as you're aware. Welp. Actually, I may as well go talk to the Nopon trader real quick. I'm trying to remember what your nonsense is related to, and I'm drawing a blank. Actually, how am I looking for gem crafting? Now that I've got access to everything, I should be able to... Let's see. May as well focus on the highest level stuff. Ooh! Nice. That's one down at least. 2 down. Luminescent Liafin. Hang on, didn't I need a bunch of those for... Well, at least I know where to get them. Yeah, I needed a bunch of them in order to upgrade my weapons. Bro thinks he's Mithra with that personality. So he's a simpleton. Oh boy. Your attacks scream it. Clumsy. Heavy. No refinement. Alrighty. Alright. Any more? How many do I need for the next batch? Five, huh? That'll probably be the last round, too. Most likely, anyway. Not as cute as the original Simpleton. I wouldn't call Mithra cute, to be fair, but still. Matthew, hey, listen! I got assigned to the City Search and Rescue Squad. Nice! That's a big responsibility you got there, pal. I know. Jethro, the squad leader, appointed me himself, too. Jethro, eh? He's got a good head on his shoulders. You can trust him. If you think he's impressive, then I really need to pull my finger out.
Let's remember to say hi later.
Last time I left Colony 9, some fog beasts turned up again. Yikes. Were you okay? I was. Didn't freeze up this time, and fought like my life depended on it. Yes! Attaboy. You're a quick learner, ain't ya? You keep on like this, and you'll surpass me before you know it. I better get my act in order. Don't be silly, Matthew. That's never going to happen. Because I want to fight by your side. I'll never try to get better than you. Hey, there's the passion I wanted to see. You ever feel up to it? There's always a place for you here, right by me. I'll see you soon. Sooner than you think. So you're a pirate type of guy? Well, let me put it this way. What would you prefer? Someone who pretends to not like you but actually does? Or someone who actually likes you outright? Need I say more?
You can rely on us anytime.
Also redhead, that helps. Matthew, let me fight too. Let me go with you, please. Mickey. I'm sorry. I'd just be a burden, wouldn't I? I don't even have the Ouroboros power. I appreciate the sentiment, man, but we're gonna have to go it alone just this once. I understand. Sorry, that was selfish of me. But I'll make sure to hold down the fort here, so you guys can fight with every ounce of strength you've got. Good on you. I know you've got us covered, Mickey. They're gonna make me read backwards in order to get them... You know what, that's not the worst way to disguise it, Gilgamesh. Then I have to actually go out of my way for it. While exploring Zelma's thought tunnels, we chanced upon some real mean Ignas. Please take them out before someone gets hurt. I dropped my favorite pair of goggles on the old-legged Baja battlefront. If found, please return. Hark! A Varga! Aye, that monster most rare was seen at Diabalda Cliffs. I wish to dissect it for science. You monster. Won't someone go kill it? Probably best we take care of them then. Alrighty. There's one. There's two. There's three. Counterpoint, Pyra happened because Mithra knew how bad she is at communicating affection, and also trauma, but shush, so she made someone who's upfront about it. I fail to see how that's a counterpoint. I feel like that just reinforces my argument. It's backwards and mirrored. Oh boy. Fun fact, Glimmer does not have Pyra's English VA, yeah, I guess that much, but does have Pyra's Japanese VA. Interesting. How are you doing, buddy? Aha, so Clarity was alive. Miracles do happen. I mean, she's got some real mettle. She wasn't gonna lay down that easily now, was she? I wasn't worried about her one bit. Dylan, oh Dylan. Someone's not being very honest with themselves. There's more involving that, isn't there? Interesting. Well, at least they tell me what I have to do for all of them. Yeah, I should be able to find the kid wandering around. Well, at least they tell you where to look for all that fun stuff, so... At the end of it, Rex just said, "If we ball and just pick both with even Nia included, so who really won here?" Honestly, I have a problem with that plot point. I could understand Pyra and Mithra going along with it because they, for lack of a better word, are already sharing. Or for lack of a better phrase, Nia, I have trouble believing. Nia, I have great trouble believing that, yeah, she'd definitely go along with this, right? I have trouble believing that. Okay. Before I get too far on that train... You know what, I'm just gonna read the hint. So... That is well garbled, holy crap. The only thing I could reasonably figure out in that is Vermilion Woods. So, Palace of something in Vermilion Woods. I think. Hang on. Oh, that's just the Igna takedown. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, for Nia, you kind of have to read between the lines to justify her also liking Pyra/Mithra so she could agree to the affair. Does that even... well... I'm not even sure if that's necessarily enough. I mean... being friendly with someone doesn't mean you're gonna share a man with them. The human heart is a jealous thing. You have to work really damn hard to break away from that, especially since Nia would arguably be the most human of the three. Okay. Let's make sure... Alright, west of it, huh? Whoops. Oh wait, hang on. Point of interest. Duh.
My knees felt that.
Got a rare one. Score!
Eyes high at the gate, and old kingdoms fall. Eyes at the ground, the king's lost recall. Eyes high at the... Will the riddles never end? A gate, old kingdom's demise. Suppose that suggests a land that has already fallen? More importantly, how long is this wild Medu's chase gonna go on for? Relax, kid. Judging by this message, I think the next stop will be the last one. How can you tell? I feel it in my bones. Reassuring. Look, just trust me, will you? I'm an old hand at this kind of stuff. We've stuck with it this far, right? Might as well see it through to the very end. Alright. 2 places that I could think of. Let's go to point of interest. Hang on, when did that get there? Oh, right, that's been there for a while. What am I doing? One option. Somewhere through here. Option 2. Somewhere through here. Since I haven't gone through this way in a while, let's check here first.
Okay, we've arrived.
They've at least given a point of interest when I've gotten close enough. So... let's see if it's through here or not.
Now, what would the must be.
It's me you want!
Ah, fine, make me fight all of you, huh?
Piece of cake. That wasn't even a warm-up. Bold of him to get up in my face.
No sign of anything through this section. Well, let's go all the way up just to be on the safe side. And that thing isn't giving up. Is there even an aggro distance on that thing? How has that thing not broken aggro yet? Come on.
My knees felt that.
Hang on a second, why is the X-Reader going haywire?
My knees
Hold
felt
on.
that.
Why is the X-Reader acting up? Is there something up there that I missed somehow?
Wait, how'd they spot us?
Okay, fine, I'll deal with you this time. Just for the sake of expedience. Let's see.
They thought this would slow us down.
I know I can count on you all.
So, somewhere over yonder, huh?
Well, at least we can get
Okay.
them back, huh?
Ah, you're all just gonna activate? Fine.
Thanks for that.
Eh, just kill him. So what's Chapter up to? So, the justification people say is Nia's not only sharing Rex, but also sharing Pyra and Myth with themselves, too. Which, while far-fetched, is not totally devoid of proof. I'm usually hesitant to take those kind of answers, though, although that could be overcompensation on my part, because the internet has a bad habit of saying, huh, affection between two people of the same gender? They must be gay! I feel like the internet is a bit too quick to jump on stuff like that, so I tend to overcompensate by going, okay, chill. So it could be my own bias, but at the same time, it's not entirely far-fetched, but again, the human heart is a jealous thing, so it's arguable as to how much it matters. Hello. It's arguable as to how much it matters as to who's sharing and how, more the fact that, hang on, would you even be willing to do that? Still, let's look through what's said beyond that. They did hint at it at the New Game Plus title screen. One of them is Nia still Pyra and Mithra for Rex. Yeah, her sneaking in could imply that. I'll grant you that. So that's the big one, other than, let's see, the other being the line how Nia needs Pyra and Mithra with her to fully use her, fully unlock her Fortitude skill, and she comments how she loves being with them in the completion text. You could just read that as friends, though, to be fair, but and how Nia in 3 just as fake water projections for Pyra and Mithra's blades, presumably for sentimental reasons. Oh, she would definitely have to be able to get along with them to be able to even tolerate the situation. That's undisputable. If that weren't the case, then it would just be done right out the gate instead of, well, me just assuming that it's just impossible.
No such thing as over-accessorizing.
Though, I still find it very difficult to swallow, given the circumstances. I'm not going to worry too much about the specifics on that. Alright, so most likely not here. Fallen Gate of... Alright, so look for Fallen Gate. Over here? Yeah, I understand the sentiment. People jump the shark with those types of ships too hard sometimes. Fair enough. So, that is my inclination. I could still be well, I could easily be projecting too much in the opposite direction, though. That is my bias. Let's see... It's a landmark? Done.
Which way next?
Ah. Eyes high at the gates, and all kingdoms fall. Eyes at the ground, the king's lost recall. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Some kind of gauge, I think. I've never seen one this shape, though. So, is that the answer to all the riddles? It's just some junk. Man, talk about a letdown. Boss? Something on your mind? Titan's Foot. I was sure I'd lost this ages ago. Finding it now in this condition? This has gotta be fate at work. It seems you know something about this relic that we don't, Rex. More or less. It's something I found when I was just a kid. A certain king had asked me, see. Oh wait, is it one of those 4 relics? Holding up mega ancient relics from the depths of the Cloud Sea. That was what salvagers like me did. Salvagers? Cloud Sea? I'll have to fill you in on that later. In any case, it seems like the mysterious messages were addressed to me from the get-go. You're saying it's all been prearranged? It wasn't like a conspiracy or anything, just a run-of-the-mill lesson. Just because the past's been lost, and we can never go back to how things were, it doesn't mean everything's gone. Some things have a habit of sticking around, so don't forget where you came from. Boss. So, what do we do with that thing? Good question. We went through a lot to get it. Might as well at least put it up in the command center. We can look at it and reminisce. I can think of worse ways to spend our time. Alrighty then. Neat. And that's an accessory unlock hidden in the bag, which is always useful. Is that the last one I need to get, actually? Not quite.
More stuff to try.
Yeah, that aggro reduction is doing nothing. Let's see. Auto attacks, what are those? Yeah, this seems like it'll be the most useful. Alrighty. Anything else I want to see too before calling it a night? Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I could go repair that. Because that doesn't look like it has a check mark on it. Let's see what else is chat up to. At the end of the day, the devs just wanted the four-way because 1, they wanted the waifu wars between those 3 to end, and 2, they wanted to make a funny Bible reference. You know what, to be fair, there are plenty of instances in the Bible of that happening, especially when you look at stuff like Genesis, so, fair enough. It doesn't exactly end well in those cases, but still.
Nothing like a bit of DIY.
Rex accurate reduction, what's the point? Certainly didn't help in... Well, certainly hasn't helped in 2 looking over my footage.
Going up!
Oh, that's how I was supposed to get up here.
Going down!
That's how I was supposed to get up there. Alrighty. Anything else I want to see to before calling it a night? Check the barracks? Oh, you just want to see it set up in the command center? Alright, alright. Oh, point of interest there now? Is that just because of the orbital sky reader? Alright. Let's have a look. Also, Xenoblade 2 is very self-aware with shipping culture. There was an entire side quest about a lady that decided to write a novel about Zeke and Rex. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. They 100% wanted to do a Jacob reference, considering the flowers in Nia's design are called Jacob's Ladders. Oh boy. Well, Jacob's Ladder. This here artifact's called an Orbital Sky Reader. To be blunt, I have no clue what it's for. But not all mysteries need clear answers. That's what I think, anyway. Fair enough. Alrighty. The song Drifting Soul also mentions Jacob's Ladder. Fair enough. Okay. Anything more I want to see to then? Let's see. Actually... So we've got those 2 unique monsters, a unique monster here next to one of the last containers, a unique monster, a secret area that's still tucked away somewhere, which probably tucked away in some little nook I haven't found yet, and that's probably where the last field crafting is as well, given the circumstances. It's not present on the map. I wonder where it's pointed towards. It's either somewhere over there, maybe tucked away in here. And then there's going to be a unique monster for whatever I need to fight there, and a couple containers I'll need to hunt down. Let's see, one last container over here, and a couple... Well, one unique monster I need to figure out how to even reach. And then this big boy over here. Also, Jesus is a thing in Xenosaga. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, if it's a spin on Earth, then presumably Christianity existed, so... I'm not sure how... Well, actually... I'll be very curious to see how they handle that, then, actually. I'd be very fascinated to see how they handle that, because Christianity and Japanese media haven't always gotten along, let's put it that way. Oh hey, a couple of people I can talk to. Okay, we'll see to that real quick, then we'll call it a night. Why is there a red dot running through town? Oh hey, someone I can talk to. So I wasn't the only survivor. That makes me feel a little better. But there are also children among those who escaped, and they're missing their parents. We'll do whatever is in our power to keep the children safe and happy. Thank you. I'll try to contribute however possible as well. It's such a relief that the kids are all so well behaved. I think they understand what's going on, you know. It pains my heart to see such innocent things placed in such a horrid situation. I know, they're meant to be living their lives somewhere safe, happy and carefree. No, I mean he shows in a flashback not speaking just appears insane. Well, even so. I heard Axel and Finley were given a job. I couldn't believe it at first. And yet some of our lots have all but given up on the will to live. Those little troopers. They'll be wanting to reassure their parents, waiting for the day they'll come home. Kids really are something else. Aren't they though? I must see if there's something I can do for them in return. I'm kinda surprised there isn't more associated with that yet, but I guess we'll see. Whoa, it's like a whole crumble of ruins out here. But I'm not seeing many Nopon around. Bit of a letdown, honestly, considering how many of them there were in the city. Yeah, I don't know. We met a fair few on the way here, actually. That's good news. I look forward to meeting them. Lulu and Guguru were talking about you guys, you know? Oh wait, Gormani. Huh? You met him? Yup, we all had a big mushroom feast together. You really shouldn't go outside on your own like that. It's dangerous. Okay, so... Really? Guess what? I played a board game with Bobobi today. It was so much fun. You and Nopon sure get along like a house on fire, don't you? What? Is that a phrase? Mm-hmm. I just love Nopon to bits. They're cute and they're fluffy. Oh, I could cuddle them all day. Don't let him near Riku. Don't let her near Riku. Whatever you do. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing at first. I was just standing around like a gormless fool. But here I am back with a purpose, making use of my experience in logistics. I really couldn't be more grateful. And also, I made friends with someone who could never be replaced, Io. Even enemies, when their reason to fight is taken away, can walk hand in hand together. That's right. That's exactly it. I wish from the bottom of my heart that all of Kevis will one day realize that fact. Alrighty then.
Keep in touch, yeah?
Io and I will remain on site to keep things ticking with logistics. It's my duty to share my experiences as a confessor with the Liberators as well, after all. Glad to hear it. We trust you to keep the home fires burning. Yes, sir. There we are. Then something new from Axel. Matthew, have you heard anything about my mum and dad? Don't give up, Axel. There's still every chance we'll find your folks. You and Finley found each other, didn't you? Yeah, you're right. We'll find them. Right now, I've got to keep Finley safe. What are big brothers for, right? Good lad, Axel. I'm proud of you. There we are.
Always happy to help.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure Mum and Dad get back here safe. If it gets rough, you know you can always ask one of us grown-ups for help. We're all one big family here. So, does that make you my big brother, Matthew? You got it. Hey, you want to call me Matt? Nopon double name style? Okay, Matt. Double name indeed. Someone's nostalgic, huh? Oh. More conversation to be had? Say, I've been meaning to ask, how much do you know about that big lordy guy? You okay there, whoever that was? You okay there, Matthew? Well, the legend goes that great monster lords inhabit these lands. And if you beat him to a pulp, you can probably get your hands on some nice loot. Don't quote me on that, though. I can see Matthew shaking in anticipation back there. Me and Hai are way too weak to take him on ourselves, so I'm willing to make an exception this one time and let you claim the goodies. Let's see, Xenoblade, well, Xeno pulls from Gnosticism more often than Christian, but there is overlap. Unsurprising. I suspect Gnosticism would line up better with the Japanese understanding of spirits anyway. And deities in general. Ooh, nice. Testudo's shoulder gun, huh? I'll have to seek those out. Is there anything beyond that?
And strengthenment complete.
Neural Darvis bone, huh?
Riku did a good job, if Riku say so himself.
I'm surprised it can go even beyond. I'll have to go hunting for that. I guess I know what I'm doing offline. Testudo shoulder gun and mineral Darvis bone. Well, I guess I'm gonna have plenty of mineral hunting to do, alongside getting my level bumped up. Out of curiosity, what can I set my level to right now? I guess I'll go find out real quick. Well, Gnosticism is a direct result of explaining the Abrahamic religions and events. The concept of Gnosticism was to explain why God in the Old Testament was so cruel compared to the New Testament. Well, I mean, you're talking to a Catholic here. I have my own opinions, but that's beside the point. I met Dylan earlier. It's such a relief he's safe. I mean, if nothing else, the man's a walking armored chestnut. Practically uncrackable. Why should I be worried about him? That's Dylan to a T. But for the record, I think he was pretty worried about you. Oh, really? Well, I'll bear that in mind. I'm sure. I heard that you and Dylan managed to find the missing children. Remember that time you, me, and Dylan all slipped out of the city that time to go exploring? Yeah, we did it all stealthy-like. Thought Granddad dragged us back home and gave us a proper earful. Now you're the one dragging people back home. You're doing your Granddad proud. And you've become a pretty damn good doctor. Guess we both had a bit of growing up to do, eh? Alright then.
Phew. The tension just melts away.
Let's see... Yeah, oh, the X-Reader's all maxed out. How far can I take this? Barely at scratch, huh? I guess that makes sense, since I won't be accruing as much bonus experience. Alrighty then. I guess we won't worry about it too much unless it becomes relevant. Shoo. Well, at least I'll have plenty to work on by virtue of the fact that I'll have... Actually, I should probably make note of it before I get too far along, because I'm going to need... Well, I've got an offline grinding document for the main game. Well, an offline tasks document. I may as well just add to that for future redeems so that we can... Actually, given the circumstances, I don't think we can knock everything out next week. But we could probably get pretty damn close. Alright, so... I gather materials for gem crafting. Alright, I need to figure out the Collectopedia. I'll need to worry about the Monsterpedia as well. Let me think. Anything else I should add on there? Maybe find a good spot to grind experience as well, though... And that'll probably come later. Remind me, how much more do we have as far as direct unlocks? So we've got... we've got one accessory and 3 gem upgrades. That we need, well, gem unlocks. And then we'll have plenty to worry about as far as affinity growth, but that'll come with time. Especially now that I've got a ton I can throw into. Oh, how did I miss these?
I feel the power.
May as well knock them out real quick.
I made this art a bit heftier. This one's a little more polished. Seems I've mastered that one.
Alrighty. So, we'll have that to look through. Interesting that Glimmer and Nickel have an extra one where the others don't. Is that because of the shenanigans involving theirs quest a while back? Yeah, presumably.
You gotta keep track of things.
There we are. Alrighty. That's what we'll call it for tonight then. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to worry about? Let's see. So, I can go hunting for what I'll need for gem crafting, Collectopedia, Monsterpedia. Those 3 alone should keep me well occupied. I can figure out... I guess we should be able to knock out the remaining side quests next week. And then after that, depending on where we are level-wise, I can either go grinding off on my own and we can slowly whittle away at it afterward. Or, well, alongside perhaps working on what's required for the base game. Yeah, that'll work. That will work quite nicely. Alrighty, we'll see how it plays out. So, speaking of overarching plans. Given that we've been going hard to the paint with Xenoblade for the last few months now, arguably longer than that, considering the Let's Play for 2 has been going on for even longer, I'm reaching the point where I'm ready to just burn down what remains of the Xenoblade 2 Let's Play editing-wise and just say, screw it, start releasing it faster. So I'm almost at that point. I've got, according to my notes, 11 recording sessions to look over. I'm about halfway through one of them. And according to my notes, I've got a little over 20 hours of footage still to look over. So it's getting there. At this point, I'm thinking what I'm going to do, at least what I'm planning, is I think once that we're finished with Future Redeemed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start saying, alright, one every week, one Xenoblade 2 Let's Play video every weekday, publish at midnight CST or something. Just take the hit from spamming it so that we can knock it out. And the reason why I'm thinking about that, if I go over to the playlist section, is there, as of today, finishing up a session, there are currently 150 videos in here. And to put that into perspective, if I go over to what's been recently published, we have what? So the most recent one that was scheduled, well, the most recent one that went up is number 86. So even going 5 a week, it's still going to take us months to get through this. And it's going to be a while before I get to X anyway, because what I'm thinking is this. This is still a tentative plan, so I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, you don't want a repeat of Valkyrie Chronicles 4? Exactly. So, what I'm thinking is that I'm going to reach the point soon where I'll feel comfortable going full bore and just saying, okay, 5 at once. Well, 5 in a week. And once I hit that point, most likely after wrapping up everything relating to Future Redeemed, or at least all of the side quest content in Future Redeemed, I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do that 5 a day, well, 5 a week. 5 a day, wow, that would be insane. We'll do that 5 a week, but while that's going on, I'm gonna put the Xenoblade 3 streams on hold. Not yet, but when that happens, I'm gonna give Xenoblade 3 some space so that I don't have some time where I don't have to actively think about the franchise for a bit. Let it stew in the back of my mind, maybe come up with some editing notes and whatnot, especially since now I've got plenty to work with just filtering through the audio here and looking back over the chat window. So, much appreciated, much obliged for the conversation on that count. So, that's my thinking right now, is that I'll reach a point soon where I can just spam, and then I'll let it be, let 3 be for the moment so that we can actually work on only one game at a time as far as what's being uploaded. At which point, I'm thinking when that happens, I'll swap the Saturday slot out. Originally my plan was for a CRPG, but that was contingent on finishing up something for the review channel earlier than now, and let's put it this way. The Switch 2 is less than 2 weeks away. I have resoundingly missed the window in which I could get that review done before interfering with anything else, because I'm going to want to talk about Mario Kart World. I've got another video planned talking about my efforts to get my Steam library working in Linux, since that Windows 10 support is ending in October. And then I've got the Fire Emblem Engage long-winded review that I need to start on as well. So, my thinking is, I was planning on doing a CRPG, but I'm thinking instead a platformer would be good. Because one of the first streams that got a lot of attention was me going through Sonic 2 back around when the movie was coming out. And it was just going through the original game before you ask, and then Sonic 2, the movie, was coming out at the same time, so partially SEO, partially a matter of, holy crap, this guy sucks at platformers. So it has been a very long time since I've made a total fool of myself. I've already got the game installed and ready to rumble, so that should be easy enough. I haven't tried running it, to be fair, but still, it's a relatively straightforward game. I'd be surprised if it didn't work. Pillars of Eternity will never be done. Honestly, the reason for why I want to burn down this Let's Play is also so that I can use the time I was spending working on this Let's Play on getting the Pillars of Eternity video done. I'm tired of this thing taking up so much of my schedule, so may as well say, okay, commit full bore, knock this all out. I mean, an hour a day of looking through all the, well, an hour of this footage a day, I'll be done by mid-July. Well, mid-June, I should say. So, although, to be fair, the final session will take a bit longer, as I've got about 20 minutes, well, of rambling at the end that'll require a bit more of a complicated visual component, but still, it'll be a nice thing to cap things off, I hope. So we'll see how that goes. Either way, that's what I'm thinking right now. So, as soon as I get, well, I'm thinking that'll, I don't have a clear idea as to when that'll happen yet, because I guess to look at the short term, next week I'll definitely be around for a stream. The week after that, I'm not sure where I'm going to be, because I do want to do something for the Switch 2 release, but my pre-order doesn't arrive until the day after, and funnily enough, I've talked about it before, but it was something that a friend had secured for himself before he realized, hang on, I can get a midnight release, and then he secured another one and said, hey, Jay, you want this? Yes, I do want this. Here, I'll Venmo you the amount you paid for it. It'll be great. I don't think we've worked out which house it's going to, though, so I'm thinking what'll end up happening is I will likely spend a part of the weekend just seeing how it turned out with friends and whatnot. So I will be spending time with the Switch 2 that weekend. I just don't know whether it'll be online or offline. So, I don't know. I'll be curious to see how it turns out, but I don't know what my schedule looks like the weekend of the Switch 2 release. So, most likely, if I'm gone, and that was the reason why, well, I had recorded a pro challenge battle, well, a pro Archstage Gauntlet run, with the idea that, hey, I'll likely have a point where I won't be available, and if I'm not available, then you'll see it. Otherwise, I'll probably just do a variety night going through and seeing how well the Switch library as of now works on the Switch 2. So seeing how Tears of the Kingdom works, to see how nice it is at 1080p 60. Trying out Mario Kart World, seeing what the big deal is there, because I wasn't willing to pay 80 for Mario Kart. I was willing to pay 50. And then, I don't know, maybe seeing how well Xenoblade operates, just to see if there was any small boost to it, or to see if there's any hiccups, technical or otherwise. That I'll be curious about. If you do DK64 and 100% it, oh boy, that would be a lot to go through if memory serves. I've heard very good things about the game, but oh boy, that would be a lot. Honestly, given that, it would probably be better saved if I consigned it to the game dungeon, but we'll see what happens. Anything else I need to worry about? Let's see. So a bit of chatter within, well, between chat. Once you beat Xenogears, if you ever do, Jay, I'll send you a video series called The Complete Xenogears Reference Guide. Alrighty then. Can you give a hint on the platformer? 2D or 3D? Very 2D. That should tell you all you need to know. So, I think that covers everything of import. Let's see. Talked about short-term plans, long-term. Yeah, I guess next week then, when we jump back in, we'll wrap up the future redeemed side quests. We'll hopefully get the community all knocked out. And once that's sorted, I should have a good idea as to when I can start doing the Xenoblade 2 overload. Start really laying into it. Start knocking down that subscriber number from everything that built up from the response videos. I really need to make another one of those, apparently. No matter, I'll only do 10. Either way, that'll be all from now. that'll be all for now. Cuphead will neither confirm nor deny. So, should have a good idea by mid-June as to how that'll all work out. So, when I figure that out, I'll put out a community... Well, I'll go into the post section and set something up there. I'll also be doing updates on Discord as well as I learn stuff. And if there's anything you want... Well, if there's any direct feedback you have, that's also a good place for it. So, either way. New Super Mario Bros. DS, I knew it. Cute. I do need to check out how well a DS emulator works on this machine. I did get a Citra fork to work on this Linux distro, but that'll make sense once somebody figures out what he's doing for that game. But either way, should be all from me. That should be all for now. Thank you all for stopping by. This makes for interesting conversation. And it was nice to get further along in that and just knock out a bunch of tasks in there. So, my throat is killing me, so I'm gonna go rest it for a while.